this is Becky. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to start off with reading a little bit about the one of the other archangels that is acknowledged by the Christian faith, and that is Archangel Michael. He is the blue ray, and that color would be a sapphire blue. The focus here is communication, so you can see that Archangel Michael is also always with me, helping me to help people be able to improve their communication. This is the throat chakra, and it's the element of ether, the balance expressed as easy communication with ourselves and others on all levels, which is why one of my catchphrases, as you can see here, is enter as strangers, leave as friends. In this world, it's very hard to find friends, and so one of the things that I can always offer is friendship. And any words of wisdom that I can provide makes me feel like I am in service to the Lord, so it's why I'm here. The fifth ray of the visible rainbow spectrum, the blue ray, influences the throat chakra on the physical level, which is our third dimension. And it is transmuting ray for the throat chakra, which is in the fourth dimension. It is the first spiritual ray. Mighty Archangel Michael is the protector of humanity, the supreme, incorruptible commander-in-chief of all the archangels, and he leads the heavenly forces, his legions of light, against evil. His main color is sun yellow. In fact, the fiery power of the solar plexus is his domain, but because he carries a sword made of a sapphire blue flame, he is often associated with the empowerment and the development of the throat and the third eye chakras. The blue ray represents the power and the will of God, as well as the powers of faith, protection, and truth. As the warrior of God, he is often portrayed slaying a dragon. So sometimes Archangel Michael will come through, and people always assume that angels are like sweet and innocent, especially when my vessel is normally sweet and innocent. But when the angels come through, there's a lot of power, there's a lot of force, there's a lot of energy that comes at someone, and they don't know how to take it. So it's, again, an honor and a blessing to be able to channel the angels and their messages to people. But I do know that that energy can disrupt lives in ways that I'm not even aware of. And so I consider myself a chaos coordinator. It's not that I'm intending chaos, but the energy creates it, and then I help contain it and kind of calm it back down and piece things back together with you in order for you to kind of take whatever it was in your life that was an obstacle, and we have to reroute things and then hopefully create a pathway forward for you. All right, so let's go ahead and see. I've got my Keepers of the Light Oracle, and we're going to see which master is going to show up to give us a message today. These cards, each one has a different ascended master on them that has taught in the earthly plane and is now guiding us in the astral plane. So we're going to see who wants to give us a message. Alright, we have Hilarion, which is divine healing. It says, honor your sensitivity. Retreat to recharge and heal. Your light can support others. This is something that people usually have a hard time with me, is that I do spend a lot of my time in isolation and solitude because, as you can hear, there's so much noise in this world. Like, for those that know my family, we are very autistic and ADHD and very highly sensitive to energies and sounds and lights, and it causes us to really need to kind of pull back from everything to be able to really do what we're called to do. And so it's not that it's personal, it's spiritual. We can't process the information that our bodies are trying to process when it's overwhelmed with all of the sensational stuff of society and culture. So we don't mean to, kind of shun people, but unfortunately that is part of our mission, is to be in attune with the higher realms in order to bring and anchor in the realities that need to be here in order to heal people and places and things, and to be in tune with our divine mission. All right, next we have to work your light, or back. So once you get the messages, well, what do you do with it? And so sometimes we don't know what to do with those messages, because we know that it's going to upset people, or we know that it's going to create great change in ways that people don't want, because, some people like their toxicity and not everybody wants to change. So you have to, work your light very carefully. So let's see what we get. It says, deep replenishment, retreat, rest, and be held. Kind of noticing a theme already coming in. Telling me that I'm out here trying to work my magic, work my light, but obviously I need to do more retreating, resting, and relaxing, which is not easy to do, and I know there's so much to be done, which is why I need a team. So I'm so grateful for anybody that's going to be coming forward into my 3D reality to help me with building this. I've met some wonderful builders in the past that hopefully we can reconnect to get things moving forward for me. Timing wasn't right in the past, but hopefully it is now. All right. Next, I just pulled a card, which is from the Crystal Alchemy Oracle. And this time we are getting the Gotta love the world, right? It's really hard to be in it and not of it, because I'm like, this is so annoying. But it is what it is. Alright, Aphrodite. This is for the Soul Star Chakra. And it represents patience, guidance, and meaning. So it is card number 4. I'm going to look this one up, because again, I'm really not versed on the crystals. So I'm learning and sharing what I'm learning with you. This one, the spirit key is purpose. The shadow key is stuck. And if you're like me, I've been feeling pretty stuck in the community that I've been in, because I stick out like a freaking sore thumb, and people want to pretend like they don't see me. But I'm here. The energies are patience, guidance, and meaning. It says, I am planting seeds of meaning so they will blossom into flowers of purpose. The healing opportunity. If Apophyllite intuitively presents itself, this is an opportunity to reaffirm your life's direction and regard your previous experiences with fresh eyes of understanding. It's time to honor the calling within your soul so you can move forward towards your ultimate life's purpose. Remember that every instance of pain or challenge presents you with an opportunity for personal growth. The potentiality of this growth is equal in size to the challenge you face. Therefore, the more significant the challenge, the greater your opportunity for growth. Within each of these experiences lies a fertile seed of potential purpose that, once nourished with healing and understanding, will blossom into your life's calling. I do understand that the healing that I'm doing within this community is bigger than I could possibly know, and I am trying to look at things from a different perspective than when the hurts were coming at me over the last 20 years. So I'm trying to rewrite the script of what happened, because it has led me to become stronger, more confident, one of the best versions of myself so far. So it all served its purpose, and those wounds are now healing, and those scars will be a roadmap for others that are experiencing the same thing. So I am blessed for all of those, I want to say hurtful experiences, but hurtful is subjective. So now it's healing opportunities. The crystal alchemy, the apophyllite, is a delicate pale crystal that imparts its healing with subtlety and calmness. It helps you exercise patience as you process and heal from childhood trauma and provides a path of progress at times when you feel stuck. In order to uncover your true purpose, you must be able to dive into the heart of your being with clarity, authenticity, and introspection. Apophyllite supports this process because it brings to light things in your past that need to be reconciled or repaired so you can move forward. It also assists you to extract meaning from events that have challenged you while gently guiding you towards discovering and fulfilling your life's purpose. And I do know that I take radical responsibility for my part in all of what I've been through in life. Not everything that happened to me was things that I could control, but there was my accountability to my responses to those things, which then caused chain reactions as well. So that's where, I know the healing is happening because I'm able to now kind of look back at them as just lessons that my spirit called in because I needed to heal, some childhood wounds or heal some different different aspects of my soul in order to go from fragmented to wholeness and to bring illness to wellness. So I can now release all the pain, suffering, and hurt that came with all of those years. And wish everybody who participated in those scenarios peace, because we're all just walking each other. Next, I'm going to do the Human Spirit Oracle. So let's see, with learning to reconnect to spirit within. And that's one of my goals, is to help everybody be able to reconnect to the self. It's not that I'm trying to force anybody to do that, because everybody's soul is here for different purposes. But for my collective who resonates with my channel and wants to be part of my community, they are wanting to heal and grow and become the best versions of themselves. And the only way to do that is to clean up the inner world, and then it gets reflected in the outer world. So if you're trying to learn to reconnect, here's the message for you. This one says, home body. And this one is card 32. That one in the book. 32 says, home, it is where the beings we love are. Our coziest pajamas reside, filled with safety and love. So today we give you permission to stay in and do the little things that you love. Read a book, do some gardening, lavish in a bath, or perhaps do nothing at all. Today, put the body in home body. See, I knew it. I actually just left yoga class and then went to the beach and stopped here at this little restaurant to do a message for you guys. And so it's very interesting that these are all in sync with the energy for me today. All right, let's do a message from the Spirits of Nature Oracle and see what Mother Gaia wants to tell us with today. I wonder if it's going to be something to do with resting and relaxing. But no. All right, let's see what message we get from the nature spirits. Stars, navigations, card 37. It says, gazing at the sky on the darkest of moonless nights, you will find yourself enthralled by the multitude of stars blanketing the roof of the earth. These billions of points of light in the sky provide a glimmer of illumination through the night. By their positions, they have served humans throughout history to navigate the globe. Early ocean voyages and no maps, sextants, or compasses, and instead navigated by the positions of the stars and ocean currents. In the northern hemisphere, the North Star's position appears stationary and provides a consistent orientation to the four directions, whereas in the southern hemisphere, the longer bar of the Southern Cross provides a similar purpose for navigation. In addition to providing reliable guidance, the patterns of stars, called constellations, were thought to be God's way of telling stories. So it was natural to name them and tell stories about them. Through their beauty and the lore they inspire, stars provoke awe and wonder at the great mystery of the cosmos. And I feel like that's kind of what the last 3 years with me building this business, I get so excited sometimes because I'll be like, I feel like I'm on a spiritual scavenger hunt. And so when certain people enter my life, I know it's divinely guided and orchestrated, and I just get so excited, and I know it kind of freaks some people out because they're like, oh my gosh, we get to have this moment to be able to like collaborate and we get to build together, and this is so exciting. And I know that looks unhealed and unhinged, but I can't help it. I get excited when I'm like, these are some of my people. Here's the message. How are you navigating through your life? Are you winging it, or do you have your life planned out with little or no room for variance? What sources do you rely on for the choices you make? You're beginning to see how your way of navigating through life has had its pitfalls and limitations, and are feeling the urge to change your way of operating. I know that's very true for me. I feel like I'm on a hamster wheel and I don't like it. I like forward movement. I like momentum. Like your long ago ancestors who learned to navigate their individual and communal lives with the various elements and spirits of nature, it's time for you to shift to directing your awareness to the signs and the omens so abundantly available from Spirit, especially the spirits of nature. Your mind is so busy all that time that it starts to think it's in charge. Remind yourself that your ego is not supreme by tuning in to the spiritual guidance available to you just outside your door. I know some people get really annoyed because I'll be like, oh, 111, time for new beginnings. Oh, 1111, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. 444, angels are with me. Like every time I see a sign or an omen, I know it like irritates some people, but I get a kick out of it. Whatever other sources in the natural world you find useful direction from, make it a point to experience the astounding reminder of the benevolent universe in which we live by lying under the stars and listening closely to what they're telling you. And if you happen to see a shooting star, go ahead and make a wish and see if it comes true. And I am a firm believer in magic. When my family went, we did a whole family trip to Disney for the 50th celebration, and my sister had t-shirts made, and she made mine Tinkerbell, and I just love it. Sassy yet magical. Oh, let's do one more, and then we'll close it up with a message from Archangel Raphael. This one is our Healing Waters Oracle. So we're going to see for those who are still trying to find their inner light and really let it shine, which I know can be hard when you're surrounded by darkness, but that's where it's needed the most. Let's see, it says, the sweet waters, sensuality, romance, enjoyment, fertility, and balance. I think it's from Dead Poet Society, which is a movie that I really enjoyed. Robin Williams says, what makes life worth living, right? But like poetry and art and love and passion and all the good stuff, right? Okay, let's do a message. Well, speaking of love, let me throw this one in before we get the final one. From my romance deck. So we got Romance Oracle for my twin flames. Whoop. That was way too many. Let me get these. Let's see what we got. Ooh, interesting. So I'll go ahead and read all three. We've got religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. And I do believe that. I do believe that me and my twin flame or my counterpart or whoever it is I'm going to be with, we are very different. And so I'm sure he watches me as like, this chick's weird. But eventually he won't be scared and he'll come forward and then everything will be fine. All right, it says, you deserve love. You are lovable. Just now, just as you are, completely, imperfectly perfect. You deserve love. And the last one is deception. Someone is wearing a false self-mask in this relationship. And I am one that if you're in my presence, I rip masks off because I'll be like, no, I see that. Which is why I don't have very many friends, and that's okay. I'm a popular loner, and that's the way it's meant to be, and I'm alright with that. Alright, our final message is going to be from Archangel Raphael. And let's see what he has to say. This one says, Divine Intervention. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for being with me and you, for helping with our difficult situation in life. I have faith in divine intervention, and I fully accept your guidance now. One of the hardest things for me has been to really fully release and surrender and accept the fact that I am being held in God's hands, because I have a tattoo of that through my shoulder blades, for an Irish blessing of we are being held in the palm of God's hands, whether we feel it or not. And so just to remind you that if today's not a good day, tomorrow will be a better one. I hope you have a blessed day.